Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. There's a verse in Proverbs 16 that gets quoted often. It says, there's a way that seems right to a man, but in the end is the way to death. And I'll start by saying that by no means am I always right. I get things wrong often, but it's incredible to me when somebody comes to me who has been struggling, can't come up with an answer, comes and asks for advice, and I give them a direction. And they take the advice and they say, yeah, that's probably a good idea. And then a day or two later, I hear back from them that life has gone spiraling out of control, worse than it was before, and they did nothing that I told them they should do. There's a way that seems right to a man, but in the end is the way to death. We all of us, hold on to the way we want things to go. But in the reality of life, we need to pay attention to the advice that's given to us. You know, Jesus told the disciples that there was going to be this in-between period between his death and his resurrection. And he gave them advice on how to handle it while he was still alive. Promised them that he would send his Spirit to them, that he would guide them. And so many of them found themselves in a place of despair. How about you? My question to you today is, when you go to somebody for advice and they're giving you direction, do you take it and act on it, or do you take it, pick it apart, and pick little pieces that you think, well, if I do this, this, and this, I can get what I want without having to go through all of that, because that's kind of crazy. I mean, Pastor Stitch, he told me that I had to go and say this, and then do this, and wait for this. And so I'm not gonna to say I'm sorry, and I'm not gonna wait. I'm just gonna go do this, and it'll work out, because, that's all that really needs to be done anyway. And it falls apart. Again, I don't always get things right, but if you come to me for advice, it might be a good idea to follow through. Because every one of us has a way that seems right to us. And it's led us down paths that are not good. So why not try taking advice from someone who you feel has more wisdom? After you've made the mess of it, by the way, it's funny because this happens all the time too. After you make a mess of the advice you've been given, so often people run back and want to do everything they were told to do. And guess what? That doesn't work either, because you've already wrecked that advice. So today, when something is going on in your life and someone gives advice, someone you trust, someone who has wisdom beyond yours, because everybody's willing to give you advice, but not everyone has wisdom beyond yours. But someone that has wisdom beyond yours, and they give you advice, which I'm talking to myself. I have those people that I allow to speak into my life. And there are some of you that think that you should be able to speak into my life that I don't allow to speak into my life, because we've tested the wisdom. You should be doing that with me as well. But I have people I've tested their wisdom, and it is beyond mine. And I have learned when I don't apply what they say, the way they say it, it fails. But I can tell you 80% of the time when I apply it the way they say it, it works. Not 100%, because those people that I rely on for wisdom greater than mine, they make mistakes too. But their wisdom has been proved to be greater in so many occasions. So today, on this dark Saturday, this Saturday between the crucifixion and the resurrection, maybe you're fasting. I've asked my congregation to do that today. Every time you reach for something habitually to eat, every time you think you're hungry, every time you decide you need to put something in your mouth to eat, I want you to remember the sacrifice Christ gave and how much more you need him than you need that food. I'm only asking for them to do it from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's not a long time. You can drink, just not chew. Go through the process of letting God speak to you today about who you are in him. But remember this, there is a way that seems right to us, but in the end it leads to death. Seek out wisdom. Try to do it that way. It's important. I love y'all. I hope you have a great day. And maybe, just maybe, I'll see you Easter Sunday at 2 p.m. at Narrow Path Christian Church. God bless.